Yeah, yeah. 4th of July. But we represent the 3rd. So for us, it's Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. Yeah. Slow flow. Big, beautiful bill pass. It's about to get ugly out here. Everybody good though? Let's get real about relationships Thursday. Crying over a girl. Men that have done it understand how it go. I'm not sure if I'm part of that club, but I understand some things, even from the perspective of an outsider. But am I really an outsider? We gonna see. Yeah. Daily go-getterism show, y'all. Boom, 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 Yeah. So crying over a girl, boy. This might be a rough one for some. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, when you talk about this crying over a girl thing, this shit can get deep, and I'm gonna show y'all how. Because I'm just standing here thinking about some things that I've seen. Hey, when you see a man break down and cry, I'll tell you one thing. If you can just stand back and see it happen, it takes a special kind of strength. On a one, baby. Yeah. baby. 3rd of July now. On the way to the 4th. I mean, you can say we there now. But it ain't the 4th until the grills come out. Let me tell y'all something. We ain't celebrating now. Not the brown color. Well, some of them are. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? You got that cell out of gnosis. They was diagnosed with that cell out of gnosis. Crying over girl. Honest conversation tonight. Throwback Thursday. Let's get real. Real. What up, y'all? Urban Therapy with Sun 752. With this your daily. It's the daily go-getter-mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about crying over a girl tonight. I said everything is gonna be okay. We talk about crying over a girl, wipe your tears away, and everything is gonna turn out real. Yo, we're gonna tell you crying over a girl the way you feel, and everything is gonna go the way you're supposed to go. You are crying over a girl, don't you know, baby? How would you handle the situation if your brother was crying? Would you tell him a whole bunch of things when you know out your teeth you were lying? Would you take him to the strip club and tell him that he can't have any choice that he wants? Or would you try to break out the liquor bottles and light up him a bunch of blunts? Well, we try a lot of things because we're trying to get away the depression, the things. It gets kind of tough, but you know how life is. Ain't enough, baby. We gonna still rock the show. Everything is gonna be all right. You're rocking with the everything's gonna be real. Sit back, relax, just chill. Back in the day, 1988, the graduation year, do you hear that? 33 years later, shit is gonna get greater. Everything. It's real thing. Everything's nice now. That's hype now. I think I had the number wrong. I'ma get it right in the song. What's up with y'all now? So that's what we talking about. That's what we talking about tonight. On the Daily Go Getterism Show, we talking about crying over a girl. What do you know about crying over a girl? Everybody don't do it. Everybody hasn't done it. But even if you haven't done it yourself, when you see a man crying over a girl, if it's just a girl that he's crying over, because we say things like, "Oh, you crying over a girl," or "You crying over some money," or "You crying over a game," or "You crying over whatever. You know what I mean? When you really think about it, normally when a man sheds tears, there's a whole lot of other shit going on in the background that he might not be talking about, but he crying over that shit too. But we're going to get into it because that might not just even be a man thing. But the title of the show tonight and the primary focus is crying over a girl. Now, can a girl cry over a girl? Yes. And has it happened? Yes. Is it happening somewhere right now? Yes. Are we really talking about that primarily? No. Will it fit into the show? Crying over a girl. You know, you may not have done it, but you might have seen your son do it. You may have saw your brother do it. You may have saw your dad do it. You see your man, your old dad. You see him crying over a woman, you be like, oh man, gotta make sure daddy don't put the knife to his head. Like MC Shan said, left me lonely. So let's get into it tonight, y'all. Look, come on, y'all. Let's do this thing. I'm putting my hardware away. Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. Put the hardware away. And we can have this we can have for a little while. I said, we're going to have this conversation. We're going to have this conversation. We're going to have the conversation. We're going to have a talk. So, what's good? What do you know? What do you know about crying over a girl, son? What do you know about crying over a girl, brother? What do you know about crying over a girl, dude? Hey, man, men have emotions too. Men have emotions too. And sometimes it seems like our biggest job, our greatest challenge is to try to overcome our emotions. You know what I mean? It was a man who coined the phrase, you in your feelings, get out your feelings, 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 in your, and you was way too much into your feeling, yo. It's kind of feminine. It's not appealing, yo. But when you're overcome with emotion, well, what you're going to do is rub all of your face like lotion, and the shit is not taking away the ass. And you wish you could do something, but you don't have cash. And the money ain't going to take the feelings away. But you're going to be really like reeling today. So what up, y'all? What up? How y'all feeling, man? 4th of July loading. 3rd of July. 3rd of July is what we're addressing tonight. And on the Daily Go-Getimism show, we're talking about crying over a girl. What do you know about it? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen your mans in them crying over a girl? He was crying over a girl. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Now, I imagine that we're probably not going to get a lot of transparency tonight. We're probably not going to get a whole lot of transparency tonight, but it won't be because we ain't going for it. It won't be because it's not out there. It won't be because it's not available. It's not going to be nothing like that. It ain't going to be nothing like that. So we're going to work it out. How is everybody today? I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. Also, let's get real about relationships Thursday. That is the plan. That's the platform. T carry right morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your side. Let's see. T carry right says transparency from men. Ear woman. What's ear? Or did you mean transparency from men or women? Transparency from men. Most men don't like to admit that they have gotten super emotional over a relationship, a breakup. They baby moms, their wives, they first love. Man, you can say whatever you want. For a man, his first love, the ending of that shit is devastating. It's devastating. It really is. It's a shock to your system, you know, because you're still learning, you're still growing. All that hormonal activity is going on inside of you. You don't know how to handle that shit. You don't know what to do with it. You know, it's very confusing. It's not a good time. It's not a good time, and you're not in a good place in your life. You know what I mean? You know, you break up with a girl at a young age, and you know, you swear that she has her eye on another boy, and she might, you know, if it's a real ugly type of situation, let's say your first love was a ratchet John. She had all the experience, you had none. So she played you kind of like a fiddle. And it wasn't that hard to do because you was green as grass. You know who really suffers in their teenage years? Good men, good boys. Boys who have been taught to be respectful, that have been taught to be gentlemanlike, that have been taught to, be chivalrous, responsible, decent. Those are the ones who get the short end of the stick, not because they get done dirty or because nice guys finish last. It's because their expectations are displaced. It almost makes you want to ask yourself, is it good to teach your young men, your sons, the young men in your life or whatever, you wonder if it's a good idea to teach them how to love. Because when you give love, you expect love back. And in your teenage years, you might or might not get it back. But your teenage years and all of the years leading up to your teenage years, your single digits and your teenage years are preparing you for your 20s, where you're supposed to become more emotionally mature. That's what's supposed to happen. Does it always happen that way? No. Do you skip a few steps? Often. You know what I mean? But when your first love, as a man, when your first love is some chick that's fast and that's ready and that's explorative, and here you are all into her and she into whatever's coming through. And you wondering, like, why would you want anybody but me? Because your ego is telling you that you're doing all the right things. And a lot of times it really is just your ego telling you that you're doing all the right things, because you may be doing a whole lot of shit because you're young and you don't know a whole lot. And you're acting like you know things that you don't know. But most of the things that you're doing are acting on your emotions. Let me see. Z Edit says, do you know Beza? I don't even know what that means. And Raul Duke says, Daniel Cornier. I don't know. I don't even know what that means, son. I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you. You know what I mean? But yeah. So your teenage years as a male, you go through a whole lot. You got to really keep your eyes on your young men, your young teenage men. You got to keep an eye on them. Because if you are dealing with teenage men who started liking girls at a young age, like maybe they was already into girls at 7, 8, 9, not saying that they was doing anything with them, but they may have had an eye for the opposite sex. And they were very attracted to the opposite sex at a young age. So, this thing can work out a number of ways. You can actually start to be disrespectful and even predatory of young women, young girls growing up. Or you might take the sugar and spice and everything nice. Girls are sugar and spice and everything nice. And I hate to say it, man, but that will fuck a young boy up. That will fuck a young boy up. You gotta be put on to the flaws of these young fillies. You have to. Because if nobody gives you the game, if your dad don't give you the game, if your big brother don't give you the game, if your uncle, your old head, your granddad, if nobody gives you the game about how women really are, even your mom should be the one who really puts you on. But what is your mom going to tell you if she's been scorned by men all her life? How's she going to tell you to treat women? More than likely, she's going to tell you how to treat women from the perspective of her pain. We often speak from the perspective of our pain. So, in other words, whatever has been done to me, I'm going to make sure that I teach mine not to do that to anybody else, which is not a bad idea. However, it can be a little misguided because just because you ran into predatory men or whatever, or you lean that way, like it's easy to give accountability to others while never taking accountability for yourself. It's easy to do that. It doesn't necessarily make you wrong all the time because we all do it. Speaking from the perspective of our pain. Speaking from the perspective of our pain. Kim's Wims, what's good? Kimmy, all up in the house, what's going on? My good to see me some you. But yeah, but when you speak and when you teach from the perspective of your pain, you may speak irresponsibly. Not all the time. And let me make sure I clarify something. Just because you have spoken irresponsibly doesn't necessarily mean that you have spoken incorrectly. To explain that, I mean this. Just because you've spoken from the perspective of your pain doesn't necessarily mean that you haven't told the truth. It doesn't mean that you haven't told the truth. You just may have told your truth and didn't look at the truth of other people or the person that you're teaching. And that's where the irresponsibility comes in. So just like I said, a mom that doesn't teach her son how women really are. You gotta find a way to balance. Like you can't just tell your son, you know what I mean, all bitches ain't shit and they're gonna be lying and cheating and trying to play you. You can't necessarily do it that way, but you gotta sprinkle that a little bit. You gotta give your young kings, your little princes, you gotta give them the truth. You gotta give them the game. At the same time, you have to safeguard against making them into woman haters and overly suspicious of the motives of women. It's not an easy job. At the same time, you got to teach your young princes, your junior kings. You got to teach them, like, listen, none of this shit that women may do or do is an excuse for you not to be nice. You can be nice to all women, but you don't have to be accepted. You don't have to accept all women. What's the word I'm looking for? Receptive? Maybe receptive. You don't have to be receptive of all women, but you should be nice to all of them. Even the ones that give you reasons not to be nice to them, you be nice to them anyway, just as a practice. But you can still keep your distance and you can still be resistant and you can still, protect your own peace and your own space. My man Troy Diesel is in the house. What up, my man Troy Dees? And can't forget Jihad. My brother Jihad, what's good? Dimples D's, what up, what up, what up? and Bear Grylls mentor says, believe all women. Believe all women? Interesting. Believe all women. If you can explain that, I'd appreciate it. Believe all women. Is that the end of the sentence or did it get cut off? Is there more to this story? Crying over a girl. Crying over a girl. Crying over a girl. Y'all see the poll question. Y'all see the poll question. The poll question goes as follows. Be honest. If you saw your teenage son crying over a breakup with his girl, what would you do? What would you do? And the reason I had to say be honest is because sometimes, man, on the internet, we give the internet answer. When you know damn well in your household, you handled it the way that you handled it. And ain't no need to be ashamed of yourself. They lucky I didn't give more. They wouldn't give me more options. Because one of the options that I wanted to put on there that I didn't get a chance to put on there was teach your son how to get back at her. Because y'all know goddamn well that some of y'all would teach y'all son to do that. If you saw your young prince, your junior king crying over some girl, and you knew the girl wasn't nothing but a little fast ass, little loose booty, little ratchet strawberry. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all teach like, listen, this is what you do. I'm going to quote the great Big Bank Hank. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. If your girl starts acting up, then you take her friend. You know that some of y'all, if y'all didn't ever teach anybody to do that, you probably wanted to, and you may have. But like I said, I would have offered that option too. There wasn't enough options. I had to go with 4, so I went with the 4. You know, like I represent the 4. The 4 I talk about, I guess you know. The one, the only, the disco foe. Yeah. All we need is a drummer to give us that funky beat. You know, it's Throwback Thursday. All we need is a drummer to give us that funky beat. Now here comes that beat. That was the name of the song. Here comes that beat. By the Profile All-Stars, circa 1983 summertime. That was my shit. 1983 is Throwback Thursday. 1983 was a monumental year in hip hop. The Fresh 3 MCs came out in 1983. You know what I mean? Fresh, fresh. Yo, that's fresh. We're so fresh, we don't have to rehearse. We can even rap to you in reverse. No, that's fresh. Run DMC came out in 1983. 2 years ago, a friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhyme, so I said this rhyme I'm about to say. The rhyme was deaf, but then it went this way. Took a test to become an MC. And Orange Crush became amazed at me. And now we're talking autographs, ideas of laughs, champagne, caviar, and bubble bath because that's the life that I lead. And you suck at MCs. Run DMC came out. Then you had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You know what I'm saying? 1983. You know what I'm saying? We started dancing and love put us into a groove. As soon as we started to move, yeah, let the music play. He won't get. I'm 1983. We're gonna take it back to 83. Anything but 1984. I avoid 1984 like the plague. Like, no, please, Lord, don't let me have to live 1984 again. All right, anyway. All right, let's see. Kim's Whim says, been down that road, damn near broke my heart. I'm telling you, man, you see your son bawling, sobbing over his first love. You be like, oh, fuck that little nasty bitch. Fuck that little nasty bitch. I spent 15, 16, 17-year-old, 17 years, building this little nigga, tightening up bolts. You know what I'm saying? Getting him right. Battle testing him. Opening up his chest. Open your chest. Boom. You can, you all right. Open it again. But I can't. Boom. I spent 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years building him up. And she took him down in one fell swoop. She took him out like the bubonic plague. Here you are ready to get one of your girl cousins or one of his sisters to go beat the bitch up over a get your ass whooped over a broken heart. Yo, you broke my cousin's heart. Row, row, row. Nobody break my cousin's heart. You little hoe. Row, row, row. It's hard. It's hard because as a parent, as a full-grown adult, you going through your mental Rolodex, trying to call the right call, trying to do the right thing. He got to go through this. I went through this. Everybody got to go through this. But shit, just because I got through it, don't mean he gonna get through it. His mom way more emotional than me. I don't want my young man. I don't want my young man to consider suicide. It ain't like no young boys haven't done it. I know a couple. It was a sad day in high school that day. Shit, I went to a high school. Here I am in the 10th grade. We was dealing with an attempted murder suicide. He tried to kill her. He failed, succeeded in killing himself. Do you know what school was like that next day? That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Okay. Kim says, definitely learn some lessons about how his dad felt when we were in high school. And that's what you got to look at. You got to look at the emotion. You know what I mean? You know, it's all good until the other DNA comes into question. Them other 20, you know, you can control your 23 chromosomes, but the other ones that you procreated with, you be taking a whole inventory of they whole emotional setup. Like, I knew the bitch wasn't no good, but she was good. She a good person and ain't no good at the same goddamn time. I said, she ain't no good and she a good person at the same goddamn time. Yeah. So Chihai says, I would tell my son he is going to be serious. He's too young to be serious. He's going to meet many more. Worry about your education and career. And that's what most of us would try to tell our kids. And you know they ain't trying to hear that shit. Dad, I already did my own work. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how to get my baby back. Tell me how to get my girl stacked. Yo, teach her how to love nobody but me. I need it in my life and nothing else I can't see. Don't try to introduce me to no one else. Right now, I'm going through mental health. And that shit is on a real bad decline. Yo, peace of mind is something I can't find. It's time for me to move on, but I ain't going nowhere. But right here, I'ma been calling her for 6 days. On a 7-1, smoke haze. Shit ain't going away that I sketched it out. Feel bad, did a motherfucker out. The pain's too much to bear. Only ones who go through this is the niggas who care. Crying over a bitch, crying over a hoe, crying over my baby. Don't call her no hoe, she ain't no hoe. She not no hoe. No, don't do that. Don't seriously, don't call my bitch no hoe. You know what the fuck I'm saying, pussy? Okay. Joseph Leo says, you teach your son to educate himself. Stay focused and get your paper. The girls will follow naturally. See, even though all of this is helpful, the problem is he's crying over a girl. He's not crying over girls. You know what I'm saying? See, this is one of the parts. This is one of the ways that we make big mistakes. We just want them to feel better. That's all we want. But we concentrating on the future, and they are living right here in the moment. I'm crying over Lisa. Do you understand? I'm not crying over Keisha. I'm not crying over Kaya. I'm not crying over Shonda. I'm not crying over Jamila. I'm crying. Don't say nothing bad about Lisa. I just don't listen. Listen, man, go home. Go home. What you talking about? I live here. Well, go to your room or something. Motherfucker, you younger than me. Look, man, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. Let's see. Trezoy, Treroy, and Kim's Wim says, woo, at TK, right. I can't begin to imagine 5 times. Hold on, what did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, hold on. I missed a lot. Hold on. Let me get this. Let me get right. Okay. Bear Grylls mentor says, fuck that. I'm staying bitter and resentful all 2025. All right. Is it going all right? Is it going good? You know what I mean? Let's hear it for bitter and resentful. 2025. At least you got a plan. I ain't mad at it. Oh, shit. TK Wright says, I've been through this 5 times. Oh, okay. Now I get it. I was going to talk about the big, beautiful bill passing today. I'm like, fuck all that. Don't you realize while we playing these political games that some young boy is in his room now with his head in his hands? Oh my God. I'm not going to call her. I swear to God. Oh my God. I'm not going to call her. Fuck it. She don't fuck with me like that. I don't fuck with her. I'm not going to call her. I'm not going to call her. I'm not the fuck going to call her. After this last, I just want to make sure she all right. I just want to make sure she all right. Matter of fact, I ain't even going. When she answer the phone, I'ma just hang up. Let me press. Hold on. Let me press star 67. My number won't come up. All right. All right. Damn, it's a private number. She ain't gonna answer that shit. Fuck it. All right. I'm gonna call her for real. Yo, Lisa, what's going on? Yeah, I was just you all right? I was just calling, I just wanted to call you and say good night. You. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. You know, what I mean, I'm cool. Everything, all right. I just, you know, what I mean, I was just checking up on you and everything. Um, how was your day? It was okay. Mm. All right. Yo, you miss me? What you mean, kinda? I miss you. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm supposed to be going to a cookout tomorrow in Southwest. My cousins, and I mean, you can stop through if you want to. I mean, I know you probably, going to be, doing whatever, but I'm down at 58th and Greenway. If you want to come through, we gonna be there all day. Mm-hmm. All right, well, but like I said, I just wanted to, see how you was doing and say good night to you. So, um, I mean, even though we ain't like that no more, but I still care about you. So, all right, bye. I think she still like me. Anyway, all right, all right. Let me see. Let me see. John Wick getting it. Sing the Scooby Doo theme song. Well, that's going to be a no. Kim's Wim says his dad said I broke his heart all the time. I thought he was on some BS, and then our son was going through it, and I had to backtrack every single thought. This man talking about you broke his heart, you blowing him the fuck off. Like, go ahead, yeah. Look at it, look at it. You see how the red bones do it? You see, light skin. You can't trust light skin. You know what I mean? If you shouldn't mess with a lot of light skinned girls as a young boy. Because if you successful, then you start thinking that you have these feelings of entitlement. Like I can get with any light skin joint. Like niggas be actually thinking like yo, any light skin joint. I can pull any light skin joint. Any light skin joint. Like them brown skin, them dark skin chicks don't be fucking with me because I'm brown skin, dark skin. But them light skin joint, yo. I say, yo. Light skins be picking off hearts like petals off a flower, like grapes off the vine. But break they heart, and all hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. How could you do this to me? He broke my light skin heart. I feel so dark. All right, let's go. Joseph says, my son 13, I tell you though. All right. Kim says, I'm glad you didn't talk about that trash ass bill today. Yeah, I wasn't fucking with it. I ain't fucking. I told y'all it was gonna happen though. It wasn't nothing was gonna stop that shit. Nothing was gonna stop that shit. That motherfucker get everything he want. All right. Troy says in the Screen Actors Guild Award goes to Sun 752. Thank you. Thank you. I was going for a Golden Globe. David Double D says you told him to settle down and let her call you if she doesn't. Okay, explain to him to understand that he will have to move on for himself first, working on him to make himself a future. I mean, this is all good advice. It's just the way that it plays out in real life. Cora B. What up, Cora B? She says, what the fuck? This the fuck. This is the fuck. This the fuck right here. Kim Williams says, yes. Oh, did you say red? Hell yeah. ain't gonna stop me from using correct lingo. What you want me to call you? High yellow? Just regular light skin? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, red bone. Red. Very red. You know what I'm saying? Let me pinch your arm and you tell me what it look like. Huh? If I frog your arm, if I take this knuckle and be like, boop. You know what I mean? With the market leave. What color is it? What color is it, Kim? Huh? I speak black lingo. Blingo. I speak blingo. Ain't no red bones in the Latino community. Ain't no red bones in the white community. Red bones only exist in the black community. High yellow sounds a lot better. I actually never liked that high yellow. What is high yellow? You know, what's that? What's that? What's that? That's like a Vietnamese person that's smoking weed. All right. Adrian says, Unk. Do we fucks with Diddy on this stream or nah? It depends on what you mean by fucks with him. Most people on this stream not necessarily think that he's innocent, but most people who come to this channel don't think that they had enough evidence to convict him.
You have a call.
We don't necessarily rock with him.
Shut the hell up.
Who are you talking to?
You.
You probably talking to your cat. You must be talking to your...
I'm talking to you. Talking to you.
Here, kitty. Here, kitty. Talking to me what? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Hey, wait a minute. This voice sounds light-skinned.
You know, I had somebody say that before.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
What does that mean?
Look.
A
dark-skinned shit. There's a certain inflection that light-skinned girls have. And you got it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell you. There's melanin in the voice.
Don't believe it. I had my friend's friend said that one day. I was talking to my friend and he gets on the phone and he just paused for a minute. He said, "You sound light skinned." I laughed so hard because I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? It doesn't make sense to me at all.
It don't?
No.
Oh, hold on a second.
You have a call from
Troy.
You shut the hell up too.
So wait a minute. So hold on. I don't want to get too far off track in this, but you mean to tell me that you couldn't tell somebody's complexion over the phone?
No, it doesn't even make sense.
You bugging.
How y'all doing tonight?
All you had to do was say that you don't feel like keeping it real tonight, and I would have accepted that.
I feel like you woke up with violence in your heart. That's what I feel like.
Nah, I'm feeling like a real man should. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm in such a great mood. You know what I'm saying? Like what Chevy Chase said. I'm whistling yippity doo dah out of my asshole. You know what I'm saying? Everything good. Everything good. Everything good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So back to what we talk about tonight. You know what I mean? Crying over a girl. Crying. Oh no, that's calling your name. Never mind. Never mind.
Crying today.
You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Troy?
How you doing this? I just wanted to, I was just coming. I thought it was going to be a major going back and forth about the name, Redbone. So I just came in just to.
So you had to say it. You had to say it. Okay. Now shut the hell up.
I just thought it was red. I just said Redbone. I wasn't agreeing with it. Redbone.
A fucker you, Troy.
Crying, son. What I tell my son? Because my son had his first breakup maybe a year and a half ago in his adult year. So I told him, you know, it's good to get that cry out sometime, because if you allow it to stay inside, it can hurt you even more. It becomes a frustration or depression, and it can be real painful. So if you have to let it out, let it out. It doesn't make you less of a man, it makes you more of a man, because a man that don't cry is a very, very hurt motherfucker. And that's a nervous buildup, because you don't know what can come out of that, not letting that out. You know, some people cry, some people punch walls, some people, drink, some people do drugs.
Oh.
So, you got to let something has to give. I'd rather you cry.
Okay, but what about people who, when they cry, all hell break loose?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Well, let me just tell you, like me, I've been there before myself. I've been there before with the tears dripping down the face. I've been there before where I was so overwhelmed because there was so much going on. Situation with the woman, situation with my kids, situation with my mom being sick, situation with my grandfather being gone, and this is my adult years. It felt as though everything is colliding. And on my testimony, I just threw a bunch of pills down my mouth and drunk it down, a bunch of alcohol, and sat there for about an hour or two until I fell asleep and somebody called the cops, and I would get my stomach from.
That's sad as fuck.
Well,
but the question is, but the thing is, that don't sound like you crying over a girl. That sounds
but that's the end all was that. It was a build up, and then that right there culminated with that. That was the end of it. Like, I'm tired of this shit. Fuck it. It's funny. It's funny being in a psychiatric ward when you're the only intelligent one that can answer the questions, because other motherfuckers don't give two shits about it because they have an addiction or they just don't give a fuck about the class. When you're there and you're like, I have to answer this shit because I know what the fuck I just did.
Okay.
And then I didn't do it for attention. I did it because I really felt like it should just end.
Okay, now this, I think we need to address that, because when I was younger and out here, I've known people who went through with it. He killed himself over a girl, and I hate the way people oversimplify or reduce the greatest tragedy in life to that. Like, he killed himself over a girl, he committed suicide over a girl. And I'm like, wait a minute, you don't think nothing else was going on in his life besides that?
Right. There you go.
So
you don't think nothing else was going on in his life, and that right there was the breaking point. I mean, like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Now, I just recently saw that movie Straw.
Okay.
Right. And I was like, Straw. I said, oh, the final straw. I see what he was going at with the name of the movie. But the buildup of what got her to that point, other than a lack of communication and the bullshit ass stuff that she went through, but there was a buildup. There's a buildup of shit that can get you to the point where you can't handle everyday life shit sometimes. And it just got you to that point where that crying took you to a point where you really didn't want to go to that point. And the thing about it is that I can get on your live stream and talk to this family in the live stream, because I want to make sure that I'm able to help other people, and I also want to be able to let people release what's on my heart about things I've done that might can help somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? So I give out testimonies because that's pretty much, the spiritual part of me is the testimony helps out everybody else or can assist people. But at the end of the day, there's a buildup of shit. Like with my son, when he was going through what he was going through, he had his own apartment at the time. I stayed the night in his apartment for 2 nights. You understand what I'm saying? The shit the way he felt, it made me feel like he was a heroin addict coming off of withdrawal. You know, and when you can't, you know, after about a day or two, a day and a half or two, he went and got something to eat, he felt a little bit better. Now he done moved on to another girl and they live together and things is better for him. He's happy and, you know, he's running through the fucking forest and picking daisies and everything. So
okay. So I'm thinking if a man shed tears over a woman, another woman ain't going to be able to comfort him into a good space. You know what I'm saying?
It took him a while to get to that next woman. Let's put it like that. It took him a while to trust her and to get him to that next space.
How long is a while?
Know, about a year and a half.
Okay, then that's reasonable. You know what I mean? Because sometimes our first line of defense is to try to get them to move on quickly. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a lot of times in our lack of understanding, we try to help. We try to be helpful, but we may not be fully understanding. So, you know, like your mans in them might just try to take you to the strip bar. You know what I mean? Maybe pay somebody to go down on your mans or, you know, like something like that. They just want to see you happy. And they figure, you know, well, at least at the very, you can't bust a nut and be sad at the same time. You actually can. You can be sad and sexually aroused at the same time. You can. It's very possible. But the thing is, when you're concentrating more on the actions of the person instead of the person, you can make a lot of missteps. Just trying to be helpful, because that's what you're really trying to do. You're not trying to help. You're not trying to make a situation worse, but you can mess around and make a situation worse because you really just trying to make your man feel better. Because listen, man, seeing a man break down and cry over for any reason in front of another man, that's serious shit. Men understand that shit. Like, it ain't that easy for a man to do that, especially around other men. Hold on. But especially when it's over a woman, because so many men try to act like super macho and masculine when it comes to women, even when he comes across that woman that's his kryptonite. It's the kryptonite to his Superman. And he's trying to hold on, but you know, he been walking on calf legs since he met her. You know what I mean? He been stumbling and damn near on prosthetics since he met the joint. You seen it? You know what I mean? It was only a matter of time before he broke down. And he did break down. And now you see it like, damn. Yo, man, you all right? I'm saying, man, you know, like, listen, man, you know, like, look, you a good dude. You know, things gonna work out. Yeah, you just be trying to find the right things to say, the right things to do. Yo, man, let's go get a beer. You know, like, we'll go to the bar. You know what I'm saying? We just look. Everything on me tonight. I got you. I got you, dog. You know what I mean? We can talk, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna hold you down. We just trying to help. Sometimes, if you don't have that kind of relationship with your mans, you know, they might just try to fix it. They might just try to fix it at the strip bar. Sometimes you can do this shit knowing it ain't gonna work, but you do it anyway. You want to at least be able to say, look, I threw my hat in the ring. I tried. You never know. You gotta try. What kind of friend would I be? What kind of brother would I be if I ain't at least try? So
I don't think any man or man, I don't think any man that hasn't been through that pain can understand how deep that pain can cut. You know, love, pain, and heartache, something that is, when you're a young person, it's something that is painful as shit. That shit can grip you. That shit can grip you to a point where it just stops your life. You know, and there's no amount of ass or vagina that can sit back and compensate you for that pain that you're going through. Because when everything is said and done, and you in your own spot, your own space, and you in your own thoughts, you know, and at times you have to beware of them tears that you crying over that female, because there's certain type of tears that them tears can mean I'm going to kill that bitch. That tears can mean that I'm going to kill myself. Them tears can mean that I'm hurting so bad I don't know how to handle it. You don't know how deep them tears can, what them tears mean. Them tears carry a whole lot of aggression and hurt underneath them. You know, especially, let's just say it's not nothing else but that. You still can't take for granted that, well, you're going to get over it. You know, the ones that fucks me up are the guys that sit up here and talk shit. I don't believe you acted that way over the... Motherfucker, I remember when I was a kid and I seen you crying over Aunt Janice. You was crying over Aunt Janice. Downstairs smoking weed, lacing that shit with some coke. Remember? Uncle John? So yeah, you can't pass judgment on what other people go through and how they handle it. You just hope and pray that you give them the right advice and it guides them in the right direction.
Well, see, that's the thing. When you don't really understand what somebody else is going through, because you may not. There are a lot of people who don't understand their own emotions. They've been taught and conditioned to suppress their emotions so long that they've never allowed themselves to really grow emotionally. So how they going to help you with yours? So they just going with what they know. But that's what makes the situation really, really tough, because you know, it's two people who are going through something, and one of them is going through something in the immediate sense, and one of them has been battling themselves and battling their feelings and suppressing them for a long time. Hold on, I want to give a shout out to Dillard B. Commons. He gave a super chat $15. I want to show mad love for that. Extreme. But what he wrote is some deep shit. Check this shit out. He says in the poll he picked, tell them how to get her back, because that's all they care about at that time. You can backdoor a lot of gems under the guise of this will get her back. Self-improvement, learning, game, etc. Now, what I'm curious about is when I said tell them how to get her back, I mean like how to get back at her. I don't mean like how to actually, get her back in his good graces or get back in her good. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing, because either way you mean it is right. You know what I'm saying? But the methods are going to be totally different. Like, I mean, it might be petty and immature, but sometimes you be so mad at somebody playing with your heart or breaking your heart or whatever. You just want them to suffer. Females talk about this shit all the time. I want to make him feel the way I felt when he fucked me up, when he had me, and got me in here, the kids watching me crying and shit like that. I could barely get them to school. I want him to feel that shit. So, you know what I mean? It's a real thing. Let me by show of hands. By show of hands or comments, have any of y'all ever broke up? Have any of y'all ever had somebody break up with you and you fought to get them back? You fought to get back with them just so you could break up with them?
Damn. They had the upper hand.
Yo, like I said, it's petty, it's immature, but niggas have done it. Like, all right, you broke up with me. All right, baby, you know what I mean? Listen, we can try this again. You know, blah, blah, blah. You get back with him just to make sure you quit them first. Like, what's up now, motherfucker? Ha ha. Yeah. Meanwhile, you like, I done broke up with her. I don't feel good about the breakup, but at least I ain't get broke up with. I won, bitch. Now, what's up now? Your heart broke? Huh? Because it ain't. Remember, she broke up with you first. Her heart ain't broke, but fuck that. You don't get to see whether her heart is broke. You can rationalize in your own mind that her heart is broke. Look, she broke. Because she wanted to have the upper hand. She wanted to be the break-upper. She's not the break-upper. I'm the break-upper. I do the breaking up around here. I'm a man. I broke up with that bitch. Yeah, we not together. I'm single. As fuck.
Everything. Listen, even upper shit, it takes me out because in the video, Usher talking about you don't have to call it okay, girl. Because I'm going to be all right tonight. But when that motherfucker went to bed in that cold ass bed, he was like, you got it bad.
Man, listen.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Whew, shit is real out here, man. Shit is real out here.
What's up, Kills?
Yeah, I was going to say, can I speak on this? So from the female side and definitely from a parent side. First, I got to say, every time we have these kind of damn conversations, there's always a part of me that's like, oh, man, you need to call and apologize. Because here goes Owen's son making you realize that you have done some not so nice things to people, and now you got to call and apologize. So thank you guys again.
Well, I mean, it ain't our fault. You've been going through your whole life, you know what I mean, screwing over niggas. But listen.
First of all, that is not accurate.
It's not accurate in practice, but it's accurate. Wait. No, it's not accurate in theory, but it may be accurate in practice. So then what you apologizing for, Kim? What are you saying sorry for? There ain't nobody ever broke up with that I owe an apology to. What happened? Fuck out of here.
I think it's because
you was wrong? Because you was wrong?
I don't take that whole, oh, I love you.
Nah, fuck all that. How many niggas have cried over you? How many tears have you yanked out of niggas' eyes? That's what we need to deal with. Let's deal with that, Kim. How many times have you seen niggas cry? Over you. Over you.
I know you've seen the arguments on my damn Facebook page. Somebody's wife is like, why the fuck are you arguing with her over some shit from 1993? Just saying. So first, let me say, before I became a mom, I didn't ever take any of this serious because I'm always like, how is your heart broken if you said I was mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why do you want to get back with me if you're saying I'm mean? So I always take all that. I used to take it with a grain of salt. And it was, so here's one of the apologies, even though I already apologized to that person, fortunately, before he transitioned. But I remember my ex, my friend and my ex, I was just like, this is not working. I'm good. He's like, I'm going to kill myself. God is not funny, but just thinking about it makes me like, damn. He said, I'm going to kill myself if you're going to break up with me. And my response was, please don't do it here. And my cousin was so angry with me because of that. She's like, why would you say that to someone? I'm like, why would he say that to me? And of course, as I matured, then I was like, why the hell did I say that? That was not a nice thing to say. but I didn't believe him. I just didn't take him serious because it's like, this is because of you. So I can't believe that you're in love or love me because you are the reason for this. You were a jackass. So prior to that, I didn't take any of those things serious. But once I became a mom, and then this grown man becomes a teen, and he has his first heartbreak, and I see it, and I'm like, I am gonna kill this bitch. And his god sister said, I got this. And I almost allowed her to, and I'm like, no, that's not the right thing to do. But to see my kid go through it was so devastating. He cried, I cried. Unfortunately, at the time the guy I was dating intervened, and he was the voice of reasoning. Now he did some wrong things in it because like, I know how you feel because your mom breaks my heart, blah blah blah. But he was there as the male presence to work it out, and then of course my uncle, my brothers, and every guy in the family, you know, kind of surrounded him, and he was able to get over it. And one of my fears right now is that, because my son is a nester, he's only had 3 girlfriends. He's only had 3 relationships in his life and 2 women. So the woman he's with now, he spun the block and went back to her. And I fear if the breakup happens now, how he would respond. It's so scary to me thinking about it. Because I know he's not going to take it well at all. But up until I saw him go through it, I never took it serious. Like, even his dad, when we were in high school, I remember his dad, because I'm like, I'm not talking to you, and I wouldn't talk to him. Like, I'm good at ignoring people. We could live in the same house, and I don't have to talk to you for 11 days, and I won't. And he waited until we were in the middle of the bell ringing and people passing in the hallway, and he hollers out, "You just used me for sex." And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? You are going to get us murdered. Shut up. And I'm thinking, there's no way you could care about me that you're doing this. And then our teacher, who was my mother's teacher and my grandmother's classmate, who had the direct line to call and tell anything on me, takes us into the room, and my son's father goes in there and just bawls his eyes out. And I'm just sitting there mortified because I'm still angry that you made this display in the hallway, and I'm embarrassed. And I didn't take that serious. I didn't think anything of it. I was thinking, I am going to punch you in the eye as soon as we get out of here. I can't wait to get out of this building. And I'm like, why did you do that? Like, I was so angry, I didn't take it serious.
But you took it serious enough to want to punch him in his eye?
Because I was mad that he said that in the hallway. However, when I saw our son go through it, then I was like, whoa, this is different. So, of course, after seeing that, and then hearing what the dude I was dating at the time was saying, and sitting down and having a conversation with him, I tried to approach those situations differently. Even with my most recent ex, I remember, like, I've never, ever in my life, we've been friends 20 plus years, or 30 plus years now. I've never in my life smelled this guy, like, smelled anything but delicious. And a while after our breakup, he calls one day, and it's the middle of the day. I'm like, why aren't you at work? Because I've never known him to take off work. And he's like, I can be off work getting smart. And he comes over, and this dude's arms are on fire. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why are you speaking? And then his friend comes by my house and say, you messed my dude up. You messed my boy up, you messed him up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But then my son asks what happened, and I tell him what happened. And he said, Mama, you gonna have to talk to him because you can't just cut it off like that. And then, of course, my son is like, remember the time we tried to get in the car and Ray wouldn't let us get in the car because he said you broke his heart and I thought he was going to kill us. Do you remember that time? Remember you had to put hot water on us? And I'm like, okay. And it's just different hearing it from a male perspective because, and I can't speak for all women, but I think a lot of us, especially when a guy is the reason for the breakup. Like we may be the one to break up, but we're breaking up because the guy has done something. So it's hard for us you can't be serious. You can't be serious that you so brokenhearted when you are the one who messed this shit up. So I think that's the reason why sometimes we respond the way we do. And of course, yes, it's different. Now, I have never had a situation where I've been heartbroken. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think it's a bad thing, personally. But I think it's harder for men. I agree. I think it was iHeart who said it. I agree that it's harder for men because men don't have the same support system that women have. Like when a woman breaks up, like when my cousin broke up with her boyfriend, like we had a ladies' night for the weekend and got snacks, and played music, and had games and talk shit. And she was good to go by Monday. But men don't do that. So I get it. And my kid, like we taught him to be macho and, you know, all the things you do with boys that it didn't dawn on me that one day he's going to be in a relationship and the chick might break up with him for whatever reason. So, you know, I think it's different.
I just want to tell you, I'm not going to cut you off at all, but I'm going to tell you this. You're a cold woman.
No, I'm not.
You just said it's been to take me out of this. You probably said, well, you never happened to me. And that's the part women don't understand. That when a man sits back, when a woman hurts a man and it's never happened to you, and you can't understand that pain that a man going through, then it's easy to brush that shit off on that man. You know, I think it takes me out because at the end of the day, when you sit back and you make that decision, right, you don't understand how hard that it's easy to just give up on a relationship than to work it out. Unless that man is beating you the fuck up and he's not doing anything to provide for you, or he's not giving you some communicating anything to you, or he's not being disrespectful to you, what else will be the reason? Because some women can self-sabotage a relationship. And that's where the situation comes. That's why certain men feel the way they feel, because when you self-sabotage it and you keep, I tell son this analogy, and I just came up with it, and it always rings in my head now. How is it that women can start the fire, and when men add to the fire, they the only one that getting burned, while the woman is sitting up here just putting butter on her finger? The man got 4 or 5th-degree burns from the bullshit she just started.
What is the man starts the fire? What is the man starts the fire? I'm not going to put up with it.
Hold on. Let me jump in here for a hot second. Hold on. Before y'all continue. See, from it, both of y'all two things can be true at the same time. When you're going through it, when you're going through your emotional shit, it's always going to seem like if the person that's not complying or not seeming sympathetic, it seems like they don't care. It doesn't mean that they don't care. It just means that they aren't compliant. But it's going to be hard for you to rationalize that or reconcile that in your mind, because, you know, you're wondering how you can be in such emotional turmoil while somebody else is not going through it, that is in the same situation that you're in the emotional turmoil against, right? I mean, emotional turmoil over or with. So, you know, just like you were saying, it's easy to terminate a relationship, but it's harder to go ahead and work it out and you know, and get back together, whatever. But it's not all that easy for some people to walk away. So breaking up for at least one person in the relationship, like if it's a situation where one person does not want to break up and the other one does, so of course, if the other person really wants to break up bad enough, then the relationship is over. But one of them, one person in the relationship is really fucked up over it because that's not the one who wanted to break up anyway. And just because they are forced to move on doesn't mean that they have mentally or emotionally moved on. So it's going to seem like because they are stuck in that space that the other person that's more than willing to move on and is moving on, it's going to seem like they are hard and cold and that they maybe even are calculating and just not sensitive to whatever is going on with the person that didn't want to break up in a relationship. So there's a lot of things from a personal perspective that are going on here. Does it mean that one person is right and the other person is wrong? No, not necessarily. But it doesn't even fucking matter to you who's wrong and who's right when you want something to be back the way that you needed to be in order for you to get comfortable again. You know what I mean? And a young relationship, and you know, that's why I have to go back to the whole teenage boys thing. It's dangerous for them to be in these situations where they're getting their heart broken because they are not emotionally mature yet, and they are hormonally immature also. Like their fucking physiological system and their endocrine system is not fully developed yet. It hasn't gotten itself together. And so you can't wait. You can't put your life on pause waiting for your systems to get right. You're moving at the speed of life. So when a person is trying to advise you and they're on the same mental or emotional plane that you're on, it's going to seem like there's no help out there and that you're just out there on an island. What causes more stress, more depression than feeling like you're going through something that nobody in the world is going through?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Meanwhile, millions of people have gone through the exact same thing, but ain't nobody saying nothing. So how the fuck you gonna know? And the person that you need to let you know that it's gonna be all right is the person that's giving you all of the grief because they the ones that you boo-hooing over, or whether you crying outside on the outside or on the inside, it don't fucking matter. Instead of your mind being on your homework, or your mind being on your job, or your mind being on your craft, or your hobbies, or on the basketball court, the gridiron, the fucking baseball diamond. Instead of your mind being on that shit, some of y'all motherfuckers so fucked up over y'all chicks, you can't even like you only killed 15 motherfuckers on Call of Duty and you got killed 30 times. You know how fucked up that is? You know what I mean? You let your team down, you playing team deathmatch, and you lost. Even though you know how to play, you ain't killing nobody. You getting headshots. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers throwing grenades at you, all fucked up. Why? Because you are in crisis. You're in crisis, really, physically and emotionally. And but people in your age frame, they don't know. They can't help you that much. But you know, you might come across, even though I'm busting your balls, Kim, I'm really not, because I've been through it. I get it. I totally get it. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't develop the same way or in the same direction. And what you use to protect yourself is what you use. Your shield can't be my shield. It can't be that way. But sometimes a man hasn't found his shield. He ain't got no fucking shield. What's a Captain America without no goddamn shield? What enemies are you beating up? What world domination are you stopping? You can't even beat Putin. Anyway, so you know, there's so much to this shit. But when you see a young boy, you know, crying over a girl, you gotta understand, like, yo, you're actually not on a good path. You're not. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless of whatever happens, those tears are not going to get you back what you wanted. They are a result or a culmination of not getting what you want. If everything was good with you and her, you know what I mean? If she was up under your wing, or y'all or in the movie theater with you next to you eating popcorn and expensive ass Raisinets and snow cones and all that shit, snow caps or whatever. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. That candy that they only seem to sell in the movies.
That garbage candy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Fucking $8 garbage. But anyway, you know what I mean? You wouldn't be boo-hooing if things was going right. You're boo-hooing because you're feeling powerless. Your heart is reaching out to somebody that won't allow themselves to get attached.
You know, it makes it harder too as a parent when your kid is going through that. And because I wasn't one to get her back or none of that. I'm just trying to be supportive of him. But inside I was like, thank you. God, I hate this little girl. I'm so glad it's over. But at the same time, you know, it just made it hard because I was supportive, of course. And I'm glad there were other people to step in and assist with that. But inside, I was so joyous, I couldn't wait to get away so I can call and tell every female in the family, it's over, finally, it's done. Because anyway, it still makes it difficult because I know his grandmother was like, when she spoke to him, she was like, shoot, she wasn't shit anyway. Fuck that little girl. Now she's a whore. That's what she was the whole time. You know, it's just kind of, it's hard sometimes when you know what you know, you see what you see, and you wanted it to be over a long time ago anyway. But of course, you caught that, hey, you can't say too much because it's going to be sensitive about it. And you know, of course, we always do that. But man, it was a struggle to hide the joy on my face at some point. But I still was sad because it hurt to see him balled up in the fetal position and going through it. It made me cry too. It made me really angry because I did want to beat this little girl up, but you know. But it's even harder when you celebrate the breakup. So I don't know, and you know, you don't always know the right words. Like I said, his godmother is like, she was trash anyway. She's a whore. Look at her now.
But see, but that was his whore. His. Y'all don't understand. He don't see the hoe. He don't see the whore in her. All he sees is, I mean, butts and guts.
She wasn't in it. It was just him inside. Once they broke up, she was free.
She's my little love guts. Hey, love guts.
Let me just elaborate on something. See, the thing about it.
No, you can't talk. You can't talk. So, right? What I'm saying is, I'm fucking with you, Troy. Go ahead.
When you sit back and you think about it, right? The reason why some men, or a lot of men, feel the way they feel about a breakup that they don't really want to be part of is because sometimes men sit back and accept the flaws and all of women, and they accept and they forgive them so much that when they make the decision, they don't take accountability of the shit they didn't done to create certain entities. You know, nobody can create insecurities within you because you have to listen to the word of insecure. It's end. It's the word end is within you. You make that decision to be insecure. You make that decision to carry on the bullshit and see the shit that's going on. But you also make the decision with the accusations of things that's not happening. I'm a firm believer of if I don't see it with my eyes, I can't judge you. I don't know what you're doing wrong behind my back, but if I don't see it with my eyes, I can't judge you. Now, if I see it with my eyes, then we're gonna have an issue. You know, we're gonna have an issue. But at the end of the day, some women sit back, they make the decision to leave that man alone, but they don't sit back and take accountability of the bullshit that they done did and the shit that he done forgave, and it just takes me a part of way. Hold up, because I'm getting my words fucked up. It fucks me up when you can forgive every other person that put you through hell, but you can't forgive the man that tries his best to show you love and understanding. But you can forgive your son, you can forgive your daughter, you can forgive your mother, you can forgive everybody else that put you through shit, your cousin, your uncle, but you can't forgive your man. And this man is set up here, he didn't bust his ass to make sure he provided for you. He provided for your daughter that wasn't his daughter. He done everything within that, in the realms of being a man. And there's lack of appreciation for that. So your appreciation is, no, I feel as though you hurt me this time and you didn't listen to me, or my insecurities. You should allow me to speak my mind and didn't speak back. Humble yourself and just shut up and let me speak. Nobody can do that. There's not a man or woman on this earth will allow a person to speak derogatory or disrespectful about them and not go on the defense. Everybody would have to be a lawyer when a woman or man does that. You have to defend yourself because it's character assassination. So the crying comes in that, and all that other pain comes in that, because whoever is not so much a who created, just the fact that it's the person that said, I want it over. And majority of the time, it's always the woman. Majority of the time, it's always the woman that says, I'm tired of this shit, it's over. And that's not how it's supposed to be if you've been in that relationship for years. I'm a firm believer that. And the thing about me, and I'm only to speak on myself, is that when you never had a father, like my grandfather passed away when I was 14. All the men that I've seen in my life, they worked, they came home, gave wife the bill money, she paid a bill, they go out, they do all this stuff. So the men in my life didn't allow me to see the bad side, the arguments, the disagreements. My grandfather didn't allow me to see that. So they never taught me how to fix that. And my mom, the forgiving heart she got, she just threw me touchdowns of forgiving hearts. Oh no, you want to learn how to forgive this. If God can forgive you for your shit, how you can't forgive people you deal with? And it sounds so good, but at the end of the day, it's a gift and a curse, because you forgive people for heinous shit that they did to you because of who you are as a person. No matter how much it hurts, no matter how much you cry over it, no matter how much you think about, damn, do I deserve to be here? People don't understand that pain. That's why I always say. Say that again.
Well, go ahead, but I just want to say, I want to walk back.
You can go ahead and talk.
Well, before I do, I know Son wants to address the chat, but before then, I just want to walk back something Son said earlier and ask a question about it. But before then, I know you want to address the chat, so I'll yield.
No, you can go. Well, I just want to say thank you my people. Gorilla God King. Ain't seen him in a little bit, but he always come through. And it's always good to see him. My man Gorilla God King, thank you so much. Salute, my brother. Salute, without a doubt. Now go ahead, Kim.
You said something earlier to the beat of, and of course I can't repeat it verbatim because it's too long ago, about the age. Like a young man, he's not mature enough to handle a breakup, blah, 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 blah.
Emotionally mature.
Huh?
Emotionally mature and hormonally mature.
But how do you describe men who are older who still aren't emotionally equipped to handle a breakup? because
well, I was just going to say because they didn't get it when they were younger. You know, like, see, the women have certain ways that they are raised, and they're conditioned to protect themselves in certain type of ways, and men are conditioned to protect themselves in certain type of way. Well, see, it's not every household doesn't teach their men to be tough, and when we talk about and the word tough is very subjective, because tough can mean tough, like durable, able to withstand a lot of force or damage, or tough can mean aggressive and being on the attack. You know what I mean? But every young boy isn't taught to wipe his tears or brush himself off. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, some young boys are raised to be pussies. And what I mean by being pussies, I'm saying they've been raised to let people walk all over them. And I don't think that that's good. But when a person does not know how to work out a new situation, they will resort back to whatever they have been trained to do. It's a natural thing to do. You go with what you know. That's the simplest way I can put it. People go with what they know. So every man hasn't been taught how to deal with his emotions. Most men haven't. You know, and this is it's in our community. You know, so many black men growing up without fathers, and you know, like this is one of the problems, because you know when you grow up with under the tutelage of female emotions, even though you might not be no bitch ass, but you have only learned or witnessed emotions from a female perspective. And that can be a problem. It can be a problem. So it's important for us to get the community involved. All right, if your father ain't there, then we need a grandfather. We need some uncles. We need some, you know, one thing my dad taught me a long time ago, and he was dead right. He said, if you wanna see the direction that a man is going towards, look at his uncles, not his dad. Look at his uncles, because that's his bloodline. So you look at your mom's brothers and you look at your dad's brothers. You're going to follow the path of them. So if all of them motherfuckers been going to jail, guess where is most likely that you will end up. And the shit might not be 100% bullseye, but it's right enough for us to take it as a useful reference. So this whole emotionally and now a grown man, 30, 40 years old, may be hormonally mature, but he's never been emotionally groomed and prepared and strengthened to be able to deal with what comes with it. And it's not just with his woman. Motherfuckers like that be having problems in their friendships, at their jobs. It trickles down to a lot of them because he's been taught to to handle every situation emotionally, never professionally, never rationally. You know, lash out, lash out, lash out. Play the victim, play the victim, play the victim, play the victim. Shit ain't cute. And it may take him all the way up until he finally gets some decent therapy for him to see it. And then again, he might not, because so many black men only get therapy when they go to jail. And when they get in some kind of trouble. You know, it's one of those generational curses, those little taboo things in the black community. And we defend that dumb shit. Oh, you know what I mean? We've been through slavery. We've been through everything. We can take anything. Yup. And because we've been taught that we can take anything, we keep giving ourselves the worst shit. We even tease people who make it, we tease the runaway slaves. We tease the ones that got away, the ones that got free. You don't fuck with us no more. You don't blah, blah, blah. And I get it, because the ones who freed themselves ain't really free. They just trying to get away from the struggle pain that we swear defines us. Yeah, I got it up out the mud. I got it up out the mud. Ain't nobody give me shit. I bet you trying to give yours some shit. You don't want your babies to have to get it up out the mud. You ain't busting your ass planning and being and trying to secure some financial success. So you trying to make your kids go the brownie route. Not the LeBron James route, the brownie route. You know, there's a reason why you want your kids to have the Bronny James route. That's the way it should be. But here we are. Yeah, you know what I mean? The struggle is real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody proud of them motherfuckers from the projects. Shit crazy.
You know, it takes me out, like I said, you know, when you sit back and you think of, like, when you said that I've never been through that, I hope and pray that you never go through that. I really do, because that pain is intense. It's really intense.
Wait, you talking to Kim or me?
Yeah, I'm talking to Kim.
Oh, okay.
That pain is intense. And when you hear, when you, the only thing I could tell you to do is when you do see a person, or if a person that you do make a decision to step away from, right? Show a little bit more empathy and sympathy to them, because that old saying does go, me today, you tomorrow. And that shit hurts. That fucking shit hurts. You know what I mean? I've been through it. I gave you a harsh testimony. But the even harsher testimony is that when I first started going through that shit, and I didn't have nobody to be there for me, son, I was punching poles and walls. I was punching brick walls. I was punching the stainless steel light poles to the point where I punched it so hard one time that the light went the fuck out in front of my cousin. Because I caught a girl I was dealing with kissing another guy while she had my name bracelet on her hand, my 18-karat gold name bracelet on her wrist. And as a young guy, you like, and I was in love with this girl. And as a young guy, you like, I don't hit women. Yeah, I'm glad you told me never put my hand on a woman, because he'll fuck me up. And even in spirit, I believe that he would still fuck me up. You know, and that pain is intense, and that punching poles and punching walls and doing all that. My mom said, Troy, I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to listen to your mother. When you get older, you're going to feel that shit. And as a kid, you blow that shit off. But as a 55-year-old man, when I wake up in the morning, every inch of my shoulder and my arms and my hands are fucked up. I got to go through the day until everything is loosened. I know I have a torn labrum in my right shoulder, and I can't get it fixed right now. But that's the thing about it, is that, and what you just brought up, son, makes a lot of sense. Is you need fathers in the household, or you need a father figure to help guide. But even still, you know, like me and you was talking about the day earlier, even fathers in a household, it's harder on them, because some of the kids just look at the father as being obsolete, like an old ass computer, and they look at the mother as the most up to date new iPhone. The mother is AI, and the motherfucking father is just an old cartoon, like the Jetsons.
Dial up. You dial up.
That too.
I want to respond to what you said. Go ahead.
You know, but at the end of the day, when you sit back and you think about all that, you know, a father or a male figure in your life, in a young boy's life, and that's what happened to my oldest son. Because my oldest son was living with me and my wife. My first kid's mom sends him to me because she was going through a lot. And me and her got him on the straight and narrow. We had the clothes for him. He was doing good in school. I told him, don't fight nobody in school. If the boy hit him in the face and he didn't fight him back, I said, no, I didn't tell you not to defend yourself. I told you don't start the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody put their hand on you, whoop their ass. Like, I'm talking about, I want to have to come to school and they tell me that you're getting suspended for fucking that little boy up. That's where I'm at with that.
Mm.
You know, and it got to the point where she was so jealous of my wife that she took him away from me. And I told, and instead of thinking about what's best for him, you thought about what was best for herself. And by doing that, it just fucked his life up. Whereas though he was in and out of jail for 10 years. He wasn't home for when she passed away. His mom passed away. Nor was he home for when my mom passed away. And I always told him, time waits for nobody. Time waits for nobody. Whether your mom is going or my mom is going. Now you have to deal with life now. So your tears, all that shit you're going through with your baby mom and all that stuff you're going through, yeah, he calls me crying. And I try to tell him, same thing. Dad, I'm sorry about everything I've seen go on between you and mom, and I didn't think that I thought it was your fault. I see what you went through now. Now you can understand the shit because you're going through it. But you didn't understand it because I never beat your mom up. I never disrespect your mom. Your mother ain't work a fucking day in her life. I was working 4 or 5 jobs providing for it. That's why she never took me to child support. Anything she wanted, she got it. So at the end of the day, that's the bullshit that I've been through in my fucking life. And the shit that I went through with females and the crying and the hurt and the agony and the pain. It doesn't make me a bitch. I'm far from that. It makes me a man that has to try to understand at age 55 how to still deal with this shit because there was no father figure. And by the time I became an adult, those father figures was gone. My grandfather's is gone. My grandmother's is gone. My mom is gone. My dad is gone. So now, only thing I got now is myself because the people that I need to be there don't care.
Oh shit. The fuck? Everybody out. That's how it turns out. The app just dropped. My bad, yup. We gonna get it back. 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 Everything good. We gonna get it back. Oh, come on, man. What is this bullshit? Hold on. They just restarted the app like, what's up? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Logged into that. We almost back. We almost back. There we go. There we go. All right.
Please leave your message for
All right. All right. They can call back in. Yeah, sorry, the app crashed. The app crashed. All right, here we go.
You have a call from.
Sorry about that. The app had crashed. It had crashed it. It had crashed it.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Nika.
You have a call.
Shout out to Nika. That's for Papa Mires. Papa Mires. Sorry about that. Troy. The
all the intelligent babbling that I just gave you.
Hey, you know what I mean? At least we caught the lion's share of it. You know what I'm saying?
And then I yield to Miss Kittles.
I
yield.
I wanted to ask y'all something. I saw this meme the other day. Like some of these shit that I see on social media. Oh, wait, one of y'all got an echo.
I gotta turn my computer down.
Yeah, you think? Yeah. You turn your
go.
computer down a little bit. But yeah, just turn it down. But I saw this meme the other day. I wanted to see what y'all thought about this shit. Because it to me, it outlined some of the major problems that we have out here today between men and women, particularly black men and black women. The meme said, you hate the job that pays your bills, but you love the man who doesn't. It said, you hate the job that pays your bills, but you love the man who doesn't pay your bills. What do y'all think about that meme? I'll tell y'all what I think about it after y'all give your opinion.
Go ahead, Joe.
Kim, are you there? Kim is on mute. She went to the bathroom. You go ahead, Troy.
So reiterate that again. You hate the job.
You hate the job that pays your bills, but you love the man who, oh shit, that's my fault. My fault, Kim. My bad. I'm over here bad mouthing you. You looking at me right there on the screen like, motherfucker talking all this shit. And he got me on hold. Nut ass nigga talking all that shit. You know what I mean? Don't even know how to work his own fucking controls, bum ass motherfucker. Look at this shit. Got the nerve to tease me because I'm light skinned. This shit. At least I don't be fucking up like that. At least I know how to work my own shit. You dropping apps, dropping, you know what I mean? Calls dropping, interrupting the show. All right. But did you hear the question about the meme?
No, I just heard the whole music.
Okay. So I saw this meme. I wanted to get your opinion on this meme that I saw the other day. It said, you hate the job that pays your bills, but you love the man who doesn't pay them. And I wanted to know what were y'all thoughts on that? You hate the job that pays your bills, but you love the man who doesn't.
Okay, I'll respond to it. But can I go back and respond to Troy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We good.
So that's stupid. That's a dumb meme, and that's a dumb. I've never been in that position, so let me say that first. So I may sound like an asshole, but there's what I look like going to work and being the only person contributing to our space, and you're contributing nothing. And I'm hating my job, but coming home loving you. Now, hear me out. It'd be different if that was our agreement and you take care of all the household stuff and then I go to work. It'd be different if something was wrong with you, health-wise. And I say that because right now, my son is not working, and his girlfriend works because he's not in a position to. That's a whole other show. He's just not in a position, especially most recently. And it works for them. It'd be different if it were my husband and something happened to my husband. He got fired, because in this climate, people get fired on a regular basis. He got fired and he's looking. That'd be different. But just on some, you're just not going to go to work and I'm working. No, that's an asinine mean. And that just sounds like these new people on the planet. These new people on the planet do those weird, stupid things and then complain about it and make a post about it. But it's like, why these are the same people who say, in my opinion, these niggas ain't gonna do right and they did. But I love him. That's my baby daddy and all that. That's them new people who think like that and make those kind of posts, in my opinion. Because I don't know people who are 70s babies, even 80s babies, who think like that. I don't know men who act like that, who are from 60s, 70s, 80s, who carry on like that or would be comfortable with their woman going to work and them doing absolutely nothing. So,
well, before you go, Troy, no, go ahead, Troy. Yeah, you go.
Well, my opinion is this: is that I'm a firm believer of it takes a village to not just raise a kid, but it also takes a village to run a household. So if that man is not working or if that woman is not working, that house better be spotless. Then it better be cooked. Clothes better be washed. Things that should be done by the time your mate comes home, right? While you're in the process of looking for a job, it should be done. You see? And that's the whole thing about it. You know, it's not about just the financial part. If the woman is at work and she's busting her ass, just like with COVID, when my wife was working, because she worked at a hospital, she worked at Jefferson Hospital, I was at home cleaning, taking care of the house, putting my twins through school, helping them with their homework, helping them with their projects, doing everything I can do. But there's a lack of appreciation because I'm not going out the door going to work. And that's not right. It's not the fact that I can't go to work. It's the fact that you couldn't go to work because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there shouldn't be no lack of appreciation for that. You have to appreciate anything a person do. I know friends. I know male friends. I got cousins. I know boys that come home from work and sit on their ass and wait for their wife to come home and cook dinner, take care of the kids, wash the clothes, and do all that. And they get treated like kings. So when a man comes home, when that woman is at work, or hypothetically, when the man is at work and he comes home and dinner not cooked, house not clean, things ain't done, the woman wants that man to accept that. Well, she'll give him an excuse. Well, I had to do this, I had to do that, I had to run here, I had to run there. So you did that for what? I had a 13-hour shift. For 13 hours you did that? A man can't make an excuse because he's a broke ass nigga if he says anything. So you couldn't do this while you was at home all day? You know, I got done work, came home, helped my twins with their homework, cleaned the house, cooked dinner. Only thing she had to do was come in here. Only thing she had to do was sit down and wait for a plate that I made for her to bring to her to eat, and a cup of juice or a cup of wine in a wine glass. Chilled, I might add.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't make a man weak and it doesn't make a woman lazy. If whoever does what, you have to be able to respect each other and have an understanding of how to deal with certain situations. You just don't sit up here and make a decision and say, you know what, fuck her, I ain't doing shit. But sometimes men feel that way because they feel underappreciated.
Mm.
And that's the fucked up part. The underappreciated part, men are fathers. I just talked to son about this earlier. Men, parents, fathers. I'm telling you that the way this shit is crazy. There's a difference of today's youth than it was when we was growing up. And the thing is that there was a respect issue. There was a respect. Even if your father wasn't the fuck there for you, you still was told not to disrespect them. I was told not to disrespect them.
Okay.
I digress.
Okay.
I'm only at the end. When you finish, can I respond earlier?
Okay. So yeah, and we I'm off tomorrow. We all right. We all right. I ain't gonna hit y'all with the bell tonight. You know what I mean? But now we ain't gonna marathon this shit, but you safe. You safe. When I saw the meme, that meme and other memes raised my blood pressure because I was like, what the fuck did the two things have to do with each other? First of all, why do I have to love my job? And that's number one.
Nobody loves the job.
No, some people do.
That's
some
not
people,
true.
Some
That's
people
true.
love the fuck out of
I don't
their
love the job. I'm not trying to cut you off. I don't love the job. I love the career.
But some people love their job, the actual job. You know what I mean? When I see motherfuckers wearing apparel and shit, they're actually buying clothes with they job logos on it and shit like that, and identifying their sense of self through their job. But anyway, as long as you go ahead and you do your job well, you give them the time of working there that they paying for. That's cool. But I don't like any type of suggestion that a relationship or a man's worth should be reduced down to what money he contributes. Because as far as I'm concerned, once it becomes that, then y'all don't have shit. Y'all have nothing but a transactional relationship going on there. You know what I mean? If you pay, you can pay for my happiness. You'll get my sadness for free, or because you didn't make the payment. But my happiness will be contingent upon how much money you pay. I mean, obviously, well, okay, if it's saying you hate the job that pays your bills, but you love the man who doesn't. Well, first of all, who said that you and your man or the man, who said anything about y'all living together? Who said anything about y'all being married? Because if you love the man that's your husband, okay, great. Everybody should respect that. If you love your man who's just your man, cool. All right. So you love it. Hopefully you started loving him before it had anything to do with paying your bills. And hopefully you didn't love him because he paid your bills, or strictly because he paid your bills. So when I'm reading this shit and I'm thinking like, it's so fucking bad out here. Because it goes back to what we were just talking about when I said, we always talking about the struggle. It didn't say you love the job that makes you feel good about yourself, but you hate the job that makes you feel good about yourself, but you love the man who doesn't. Because I could understand that. That would make sense to me. That's twisted. But we niggas cannot get out of the thinking that if your money is right, everything else will somehow magically fall in place.
There you go.
Look at what it said.
think society has made this kind of
No, it's not just society. This is our shit. This is that same slave fucking mentality that we have not been able to break out of for 500 plus fucking years. The meme said it all. You hate the job that pays your bills. Why the fuck are we talking about love and bills? Or hate and bills? What
you
the?
said, the meme.
I'm just saying. This is the mentality. This meme got mad comments, and I knew it would. It's easy clickbait.
Well, I think we don't have enough stuff out there. It's so much pretend, fake, plastic out there that we don't have enough truth, honesty, reality out there. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough memes that tell the truth. It's not enough podcasts that tell the truth.
It's not the meme is not the problem. The content is the problem. Because the content,
it's the people who are the problem. It's the people who are creating it are the problem. And I think some of that because no one is willing to be honest. We're in a society of pretend fake. And this is what a relationship is in a high valued and all that old foolishness instead of the reality. Like the reality is a lot of us have been with people who didn't have a whole bunch of money. Or we didn't have a whole bunch of money, but we made it work. The reality is relationships aren't perfect. We don't always get the cutest person or the best built person. We all don't still. When you
hold on.
Sure.
What I'm saying is this: that meme, as much as I detested it, was like a fucking Tyler Perry movie. I hate it. I see no value in it, but I know the masses, my black masses, gonna love this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it touches upon something that's consistent in our community, but we are so used to defining our happiness and our worth through whatever money is coming through. We don't even know how to get free or happy without the financial part. But we talk about bills all the time. We don't even talk about success. We talk about bills. Bills. Literal bills. Rich people don't bitch about bills. Successful people don't bitch about bills. It's just a circumstance. It's just a small piece of the equation. It's broke people who worry.
Our success differently too. We define our success by money, by finances, which I think is screwed up.
And no, it's okay to define your financial success by money because that's what it is. But when we talking about what you hate and what you love, and then it has to come through, it has to be filtered through finances. Now we got a problem. When you're talking about happiness and sadness, or triumph and depression, or should I say joy and depression, having to go through a financial filter, that's when we have a problem. But here we are, men turning women against men turning women against men, women turning men against women, all this old stupid shit. Or should I say men turning men against women and women turning women against men. And the shit is it's disgusting. It's disgusting. But people gonna co-sign that shit. And it's just crazy to me because I'm like, you hate the job. Like so you can't dislike a job even though it pays you right? And you can't love a man or a woman that doesn't pay everything for you like your job does? Like, what are we talking about? As simple as it is, it's consistent throughout our community, and that's how we get where we are. So that's how we let. That's how we get where we are, and that's how we stay there. And we ain't moving. And I just wanted to. I wanted to ask y'all about that. Now, what you wanted to ask? You wanted to talk about Troy, whatever. Then we're gonna get on.
I wanted to respond to Troy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Troy, earlier you said you pray I never have to go through it. I mean, I do too, especially now at this age. Like, I don't look forward to being in another relationship. It's just another relationship. If it's not something that's going to lead to, hey, we are closer to the end of this thing, so let's go to the end of this thing together, peacefully, happy, blah, 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 then I don't want it. But at the same time, I wish I had gone through it. Like you say, it's a good thing I didn't. I don't think it's a good thing. I wish I had, because maybe had I gone through it, excuse me, it would make me a little more tolerant. It would make me a little more patient. It would make me so quick to be like, I don't have to deal with this and I'm not going to. Like when you said earlier, if a man is not beating you, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, he's not disrespecting you, then there's no reason to call it quits if people aren't willing to fight. But of course, disrespect is subjective. Like my version of disrespect certainly may not be the same as your version of disrespect. So because my version of disrespect is mine, it makes me less tolerant. It makes my patience very thin. And it's been like that for a very long time. So it's easy for me. I'm not a fighter when it comes to relationships. I'm not like, are we going to do this or not? We're not. Okay, I'm out. Like, and I give time, but again, I too many other things happen in my life that this is one I don't have to deal with. So because of that, it's easy for me to walk. Now, my friend says I'm a runner. He's called me a runner since I was probably 25. And he says I've never stopped running. And he might be right. Like if I'm in a relationship and I say something negative, he's like, oh, I see you got your gym shoes on. I know you get ready to tie them up. But I think it's because I've never gone through it for it to affect me, so I can stop and be more patient, where I can stop and see it from a different view. So I wish I had gone through it, because then I could understand a little more. Like I get it again because I see it through other people's lives, other people's roles, how other people feel and being the comforter to my loved ones who have gone through it. And I understand it as an outsider looking in, but I've never felt it on the inside. So it's easy for me to say things like, why the hell are you putting up with it? Because just walk away. And this is to someone who's not married, because when they're married, I try to stay out of it, because I'm like, I'm not a wife. I've never been a wife. I've only been a fiance, twice, 3 times. So because of that, I can't speak to the marriage side of it. But just as a fiance, girlfriend, or whatever, like, it's easy for me to walk away. And I wish I had gone through it. But again, thank you for saying you hope I never go through it. I hope I don't at this time, because at this point in our life, I would hope everybody's goal is to find that other somebody who's not in a relationship. I'm not talking about cheaters, but to find that somebody you're going to go through the golden years with. Like, that's my goal. My next person needs to be somebody.
You know, one thing about one, and I know you ready to go, because I see it in your eyes on TV. The one thing that I do want to acknowledge, and I do want to say to you guys, is that going through it is not going to, it might change the perception, but the most important part that I think that, this is just my opinion, that you need to do is just humble yourself and sit down and have a conversation when you go through anything. That's with anybody that you go through something with. But if you're in a relationship, you know, being quick to leave, you might be messing up that one blessing that God sent you over something that you just quick to leave. That's one situation that you just went through. Could have been something that could have lasted 10, 15, 20 years, or what might have still been there right now, but you're so quick to leave because you're not willing to deal with the situation at hand. And from the person that I've known talking to on the phone, I know that you're not that type of person like that. It's just the fact that this has nothing to do with you. It has something to do with things that you might have experienced, because we've all experienced things within our life, and it affects us, and we don't know it affects us. We don't know it affects us. We don't know what makes us cry for women, or women cry for men, but we do know that you just give up. And that's the fucked up part about me, is that I wish I could give up. I wish I could just say, you know what, fuck you. I wish I can be you. Like this part of my life right now, I wish I can be you. But at the end of the day, that's not me. And that's not what I was brought up on. And even down to my kids, they say, Dad, you need to learn how to do this and you need to learn how to do that. No, don't try to tell. If I ain't changed after 55 years of my life, y'all not going to change me, tell me how to do this. And y'all talking about your mother. So at the end of the day, I salute you and understand the way I'm coming from, and you didn't take any offense to it, because I'm the things that I didn't put out there about myself, I'm here for helping and healing, just like I want people to help me help and heal. So I appreciate the conversation tonight. This was a beautiful conversation.
I agree.
All right, it's after 4:00. Bye.
Yo, what's the music show tomorrow?
Oh, funny you should ask. Funny you should ask. Tomorrow night, we are going to talk about revolutionary music. So basically, music that defined revolution.
For some reason, I thought about that earlier.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so you know what I mean?
Wait a minute.
All your war songs, you know what I mean? Your social change, your social change music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got excited and I was like, wait a minute, let me ask about this, because I know sometimes you have a double entendre when you're talking about this, and I'm like, I don't want to get too excited. But
I ain't gonna throw no songs out there yet.
Yeah. Just make sure you grab a pen and paper.
I need you to do the homework. Don't bullshit tomorrow.
Both of y'all shut the hell up.
He ain't gonna be on the show tomorrow. Watch.
Son, let me just tell you this shit right now.
I talked to you on Saturday, Troy.
I did do some homework. Today when we hung up, and I Googled if Craig Mack wrote Big Papa. He didn't.
Which one did he write? Juicy?
He didn't write none of them.
Yes, he did.
He wrote all his shit.
No, he didn't.
Google it. The only thing
I don't have to Google.
The only thing Biggie didn't write was what is it? All About the Benjamins. Mace wrote Biggie's part for All About the Benjamins. Google it. I'm telling you, I did it today.
Listen, I saw the interviews, my dog. I don't have to Google that. You got more research to do. You got more research to do. Yo, Biggie was heated about that shit. He did not want to do it.
Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call Biggie tomorrow morning, since he
you ain't getting on that call list. He ain't letting you on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that shit. You can call his lawyer though. Before y'all go, let's go over this poll. We had 36 votes. Be honest. If you saw your teenage son crying over a breakup with his girl, what would you do? And you know what? When I wrote this, I was thinking like, shit, in today's society, your son could be crying over a boy he broke up with. You know what I mean? That's that Gen Z shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? No Diddy. Pause. Whatever.
Don't you try to say everything to young people?
No Diddy. Pause.
Hold up. Type shit. All four of them.
Mm. All right. So, all right. 19% said they would tell him how to get her back. 64%, an overwhelming amount of people said comfort him the best you could. I didn't have enough characters to say the best way you could. And only 6% said tell him to stop crying, be a man. Everybody's sensitive. That's what's up. And 11%, a measly 11% says tell him to get a better girl. Interesting. Interessante. Muy interesante.
He like fuck bitches get money.
Hey, listen.
I'm laughing at what Gorilla put into the chat.
Oh yeah, and you sitting there going, you crying over multiple people.
That's the truth.
Man, listen, this shit is shit. Listen, this connection thing ain't easy. It ain't easy. One of the hardest things to do for a child is to become an adult. That shit hard as fuck. It ain't got no due date.
Adulthood is the worst good on the planet. It is the most
that shit, man, that shit is woo.
Trash good.
No, it's not.
Hold on. Speaking of trash, hold on.
Wait to become an adult, like it's gonna be fun.
Hold on, y'all. Speaking of trash, I want to show y'all what's going on in the city of Philadelphia. I was driving home through lovely Kensington, and this is what the fuck. Hold on, man. I said, you know what? I can't. I the fuck cannot. This.
Hey, let me ask y'all the East Coast guys.
Hold on.
I know y'all not as close to New York, but I know you're close enough to know if it's the truth or not. Is it true that the Haitians just some ice people?
Being Allegheny, that shit go all the way back. Hold on. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This shit is beyond fucking disgusting.
It's beautiful.
When they come back to work, you gotta clean that shit.
Look at that shit.
What is that? What's
trash? You got all of that.
It's a strike. It's a strike, yeah.
Got all of that. The city of Philadelphia is on strike. Itself.
I mean,
that's what we work. Oh,
I don't know. You know.
Well, I'm going to explain it to you. Zoom in that shit.
Okay. Because I'm going to say I want everybody to take a strike right now.
City strike.
Isn't it beautiful? That little rat is just having a ball, boy.
That's what we working with. It's disgusting. So what's going on here? What y'all was the city of Philadelphia is on strike. So the sanitation workers, basically the trash men, the water department, and the local union, local 33, is on strike. And so nobody is getting trash picked up. So they have this program going around where you can dump off your trash to these dump sites to get so you can get your trash out of your house and off of your street. Now, the dumpster, as you can see, is full. So people said, well, fuck it. This the dump site? I'm dumping all my trash. And that's what they did. So for the past week, since Tuesday, because that's when they went on strike, or Monday night or whatever, that's how it's been looking in the city.
I have two questions. Why are they on strike? And what happened in 1986?
Same thing. It was, the unions only strike for one thing: money and contracts.
Money.
Yeah. So yeah. they striking over some benefits and it's a monetary thing, but they ain't coming off of it.
But who's wrong? Is the city who's wrong or the union who's wrong?
I'm sure there's enough right and wrong to go along. I mean, honestly, I don't really give a fuck about who's right and who's wrong. I care about my fucking city services that my tax money pays for. That's what I care about. You know, like I don't work for the city, but my peoples do. My sister literally does. So, you know, but she's not local 33. So, you know, they have different unions that represent different jobs within the city ranks, city government ranks. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that shit because it's just
But wait a minute.
LL
You
Cool
said
J
the
was
water's on strike too. What does that mean?
the water department. So
No, they're not. The judge ordered them back to work.
ordered them back to work.
Yeah.
So they was
911 has been the 911 operators has been ordered back to work too.
yeah. So that's what's going on. Now,
Yeah.
now more than likely they're gonna order everybody else back to work too, regardless of the contract. So it's going to get uglier, nastier, and nastier. Queen Monica says maintenance workers, libraries are closed. Half of the pools are open. SEPTA is closed by. Oh God, man, I don't even want to talk about SEPTA.
What is SEPTA?
That's the transit company.
Okay.
Public transportation.
All right, y'all. We out.
Everything
All
is
right,
cool
stay
except
Stay safe, everyone, because we
All
won't
right.
speak again before they get started. So stay safe, everyone. Keep your eyes wide. Be mindful. The reality is, once this thing went through, every city, every state is under attack. Every fucking weird. Ooh, let me watch my words. Every person who does not like you because of who you are, because you didn't ask to be, but you're proud to be who you are, will be out tomorrow in force. So be mindful, be watchful, be safe.
Facts. Yo, thanks for coming through, y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow night.
All right.
All right, peace. All right, let's do these birthday shout outs and get out of here. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 3rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get. Let's see here. Number one out the box, my girl Sandy Whaley Gibson. Happy birthday to you. And also Veronica Pittman and Mimi Whitestone, Vera Bozeman, Okir, Ibir Sylvia. That's like African names. They be having the last name first, but it's all good. And Barbara Gideon. And also Dominga Gomez, Pretty Angel, April Evans, and last but not least, Tammy Williams. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious July 3rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, when your son is crying over a girl, he lost his mind and a good part of his world. It ain't thorough. It feels kind of bad. Yeah, he wants to be down with the program, but he's mad. And he might even feel like God is shining on him the wrong way. He might be thinking that he's even gay. or maybe somebody is, or what the deal, what the biz. Yeah, I just want them to get better because that's really my kid. And nobody can understand the pain that's felt in somebody else's heart from the start. And it's an art, the art of love. But sometimes you feel like the things beyond you and under above. But yo, you gotta keep on plugging, keep on trying, and feel like you're bugging. Somebody is lying. It's gonna be okay. You're just a little young, but it happens when you get old. Niggas getting strung. The longer you are together, the longer you depend, and you don't really know when the end is going to come. But when it comes, it's going to come crumbling down like the walls of around you. And it really sounds like something out of a storybook, Harlequin romance. And it ain't really the kind of music make you dance. It's going to make you like have a slow drag, but more like Sade music, make you feel like this shit is bad. You talking about some Somalia shit. I ain't talking about no famine. This is real life shit. Hey, yo, I don't wish that upon nobody because a broken heart makes it feel like you got broke bodies. And I don't want to pick up the pieces to your broken puzzle, but you can't keep silent. The dog won't have a muzzle. I'm on some other type hype. It's going to be all right. You don't believe me, but it's tight. Teach your young boys, man. Teach your young boys. Help your young kids. Get them the help that they need. It ain't all about a shrink. But what up, K-Cell? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Queen Monica. Young love is a hurting thing. You know what I mean? It's a hurting thing. And you know, when you are young, your shit is going like this because you're young and you're learning. You're young and you're learning. Young and you're learning. Down, up, loop-de-loop. Shit is a fucking emotional roller coaster. And it's gonna feel real to you. It's gonna feel real to you like anxiety. But you can beat this thing. You can win. You can win. Be careful out there, man. Protect your heart at all times. And protecting your heart doesn't necessarily mean that you have to put off somebody else. Stop in the name of love before I fuck you up. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 1 a.m. in the morning. I want y'all to have a safe 4th of July, man. You know, be careful with them fireworks. Stop playing around. Don't try to hold them shits in your hand and do something dumb, blow your goddamn fingers off, and end up you spending your whole 4th of July in the ER, you dumbass. And that's going out to nobody in particular, except somebody who's a dumbass. Love is love, y'all. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, become a channel member. If you haven't done that yet, I will holler back. Love is love. Peace.